Greetings to all my friends. Today I am going to take up an event of a female who is unmarried till now, and her date of birth is 2nd of October 1968. Time is 11 a.m. She has been born in Dhuburi, Assam, India. She had asked me the query yesterday that she is unmarried and she would like to know the reason for that. She has some interest in astrology. So I thought that I should take up the analysis and at the same time record my analysis on YouTube to give you the indication that how AstroTransit software immediately gives you the signal that you can predict any type of event very, very easily. So right now, I have taken the event of marriage, right? This is the event of marriage. It takes into consideration the different events which are there. So you can see that for marriage, the primary house is 7th house. The positive houses are 2, 7, and 11. The negative houses are 1, 6, and 10. Connecting houses are 12. There are various, you can say, annotations regarding taking the houses of the marriage, but I am taking only the original Krishnamurti Paddhati houses, 2, 7, and 11. Bhaskaran Paddhati takes some other additional houses. 4-step theory also takes some additional houses. For example, they take into consideration the 5th house also. So I'm not taking all those houses. I'm taking only 2, 7, and 11, the positive houses, and the negative houses, 1, 6, and 10. Right? And this AstroTransit software has the listing of different events. This you can see. These are the major events which have been listed here. And you can include your own events. You can edit any of the events which has been written. You can delete the events through the event editor. You can see this, that you can add the events, you can edit the events, you can delete the events, you can save the events. Such type of flexibility is there, and such type of facility is not there in any of the softwares which are available in the market. So now I will take the analysis. Here, immediately it gives you the Rashi chart, it gives you the Navmansha chart. We can also include the degrees here, right? So all the conjunction is there. Saturn and Rahu is conjunct in the 4th house, and Moon is there in the 2nd house. In the 11th house, you have Mercury and Venus. So let's see whether her chart actually promises the marriage or not. So we will cast the natal chart. So we have casted the natal chart. You can see the position here, right? And let us firstly see, for as per the KP, you need to see what is the promise of the marriage. So let's go ahead, and as I said, that this software is very, very powerful in giving you the analysis, which is normally not available in any of the software. So firstly, we will click this particular event promise. So let us see the event promise. We have to analyze 2, 7, and 11 house. Okay. 2, 7, and 11 house. So 7th is the primary house. So let us see the primary house. What is it indicating? So you can see here the primary house, the sublord is Saturn. It is in the star of Mercury, and it is in the sub of Saturn. And Saturn is retro. Saturn as the sublord at the planet level, it is signifying 2 and 3. At the star level, it is signifying 10. At the sub level, it is signifying 2 and 3. Okay. So it is actually giving you the neutral result because it has the positive houses. It also has the negative houses. So second is the positive house, whereas 10th is the negative house. Let us see the second house or 11th house. You can see the 11th house again, 2 and 11, the positive houses. 10 is the negative house, which is there. 8th is also sometimes is negative. Second house, if you see 2 and 11 is the positive house. So as per KP, it is showing that the marriage as such is promised. Now, when it will occur, as per the KP, it is going to occur in the dasha of the joint significators of 2, 7, and 11. Let us go ahead and let's try to see the readings, whether it is also being supported, the promise, through KB principle, that is the cuspal underlay. Let us see through KB principle. We will see that the 7th house also is signifying 6th house. It is also signifying 12th house. Whereas the second house is signifying 6th house, it is also signifying 12th house. 11th house, you can see that it is signifying 8th house. But it is all these three are also signifying the positive houses. So more or less we can say the marriage can be promised. However, our analysis should not stop here. The strength of the cusp also becomes important if we need to take the integrated view of astrology. Okay. As our Guruji has already said that research should not stop, and Mr. Bhaskaran of Chennai has done over and above KP principle certain research where he has taken the strength of the sublord as the prime important parameter in order to judge the event. So AstroTransit software also include the cusp strength. So if you see the cusp strength, you can include and exclude any of the cusp. For example, if suppose in your analysis, since we are doing the 2, 7, and 11 analysis, in your analysis, suppose you need to study also the 12th house. So just put the 12th house selection and put the plus figure. It will also give you the analysis of 12th house. If you don't want the 12th house, you can just exclude it. All right. So now, as per the Bhaskaran Paddhati, if suppose you are analyzing the 7th house, the 4th, 8th, and 12th from the 7th house are unfavorable. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and 11 are favorable. 2, 6, 10 are neutral. Okay. So here I have also integrated the KP principle as well as the KB principle. Let us see that. 7th house is the prime important house. It is in the Mrigashira Nakshatra. Okay. Sublord is Saturn, and Saturn is the sublord of 4th house. Okay. And it is signifying 2nd and 3rd. Star Lord Mercury is signifying 10th house. Sublord Saturn again is signifying 4th, 2nd, and 3rd house. Okay. So how we got the 4th, 2nd, and 3rd house of Saturn, let us see. Because here we are taking the interconnection of the houses. So let us see that 4th house, Saturn is the star lord. 2nd house, Saturn is the sign lord. Okay. Third house, Saturn is the sign lord. So in that manner also we can integrate, but later on I will tell you. For the time being, you understand that it is actually signifying the cusp strength, fourth, second, and third house. Star Lord planet Mercury is signifying 10th house, and it is in the sub of Saturn, fourth, second, and third house. Now, if you see this particular seventh house by 10th house, it is unfavorable. The star is signifying the 10th house. Okay, so that means what? That means what? The 10th house is actually the fourth from the seventh house. 10th house is actually fourth from the seventh house. 7, 8, 9, 10. If you count, it will come to the fourth house. And as I told you that from any house 4 and 8 and 12, they are unfavorable. Okay. So that means what? This particular cusp, from the point of view of the star, it is unfavorable. Okay. And the sub should promise, as per KP, the sub should also promise. Now let us see what the sub is signifying. Sub is signifying Saturn, which is 4, 2, and 3. Okay. So let us count the fourth house from the seventh house. It will give you 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. So that means what? The fourth house from the seventh house is actually neutral. Okay. So since I told you that 2, 6, 10 are neutral, so fourth house from seventh is actually the 10th house if you count, and it is neutral. Okay. Now let us see the your second house. Let us count the second house from the seventh house. So 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. That means the eighth. And from Bhava in question, eighth house is also unfavorable. Therefore, the sublord by 2 is unfavorable. Okay. Let us see the third house. If you count the third house from the seventh house, so what it comes? 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3. The ninth house. Okay. So ninth house, we have told you that it is favorable as per Bhaskaran Paddhati. Now the question. 2, 1 is neutral. Another one is unfavorable. And third one is favorable. Okay. So star level and the sub indicates more unfavorable strength. Therefore, event selected is liable to give you the unfavorable result. Okay. Such type of analysis is not available in any of the software. Here we have integrated two methods of astrology to give you the clear-cut indication whether this particular event is promised or not. So let us go ahead and try to see now the dasha potential of this particular chart. So let's go ahead and try to see the dasha potential. Well, at present, she is actually running the Saturn dasha, Mars Bhukti, Saturn Antra, and Saturn Sukshma. Okay. So what does this indicate? Saturn always shows delay. Okay. And if we try to see the KP aspects, let us go ahead and try to see the KP aspects. Saturn is actually signifying, no doubt it is a very weak indicator of second house, very strong indicator of 10th house, 10th house, A level category and C level category. Okay. And if we see the Vedic aspects, Saturn is in conjunction with Rahu. Okay. And it is aspecting the 7th house. Please see. Now, such type of aspects on the front screen also most of the softwares do not give. Saturn is aspecting the 7th house. Okay. So this is a very important point. And Saturn is the sublord of the 7th house also. So if suppose you show to any KP astrologer, he will say that the dasha of sublord is running, she may be promised to give the marriage, get the marriage. But that also may not be true, because we have to see many other things, right? So I will straight away go to the dasha promise to give you the idea whether dasha has the potential to give the marriage or not. So let us go to dasha. This is the dasha in nutshell, which gives you the Mahadasha, Bhukti dasha. But the most different, which is not there in any software, is your DBAS significator. She is now running Saturn dasha. Okay. She is now running Saturn dasha. And if you see Saturn at the star level, because negative houses are 1, 6, and 10. If you see at the star level, it is denying the marriage. Dasha itself is denying the marriage. Some of us who do certain research and who want to extend their analysis and they would like to go for over and above the sub, they normally see the sub-star level. So Saturn is in the star, Saturn, the sublord, is in the star of Mercury, and it is also denying the marriage. So if you are seeing the sub-star, that's fine. Though I do consider that it is not an authentic KP astrology, but some of us take that. If you see Bhukti, which is again running till 2022, Mercury Bhukti, it is actually showing at the planet level negative house, at the star level negative house, at the sub level negative house. So dasha is denying, Bhukti is denying, and Antra 2 is also denying. Okay, Antra 2 is also denying. And this particular Mars Bhukti will run till March. And almost all the planets at the planet level, at the star level, almost at the sub level and the sub-star level are actually denying the marriage. Dasha itself, the Saturn dasha, which would run till 2028, it is denying marriage. So we had taken Mars. So since the Mars Bhukti is there, can we take Mercury? Let us see Mercury. So if we take, Mars, we can take Rahu if we wish. Okay. So Rahu Bhukti will start from 9th of October 2022. Let us see what the Rahu is actually giving her. Okay. And this will run till 2025. So Saturn at the dasha level is denying. through star, through substar. Rahu is also denied at the star sublevel. And if you further see, you will find that let me go to the same screen. Okay. Rahu, what the node signifies, Rahu signifies Jupiter, if you see the chart. And it is the strong indicator of the 10th house. Therefore, the Bhukti as such is denying marriage. And its substar is Sun, which is again signifying 10th house. It is again signifying negation of the marriage. Okay, let us see the antras of this particular Rahu. Okay, so if you take these antras of Rahu, and it is running till 2022, then it will run till 2023. Almost all the houses, if you see, they are not signifying marriage. 10th house, here also it is 10th house, here it is 10th house, here it is 10th house. So in nutshell, we can say that this chart is not very strong enough to get the marriage. Let us see through Nadi. The picture will be more clear. So if we see through Nadi, you will find that again the same situation. Most of the planets, they are signifying 1, 6, and 10. And 10th house is more prominent. Let us see Moon. Okay. Let me just make it more clear. Let us see Moon. If you see Sun, it is signifying 10th house. Moon, it is signifying 8th house. It is signifying first house. Okay. Here, Moon is signifying 10th house. Mars is signifying 10th house. Ketu here is signifying 10th house. Overall, Mars is actually denying the marriage. Mercury is denying the marriage. 10th house, 10th house, 10th house, 10th house. Jupiter again at the star level 10th house, at the sub level 8th house, at the sub level 10th house. Venus, strong indicator of 6th house, 10th house, 10th house, 8th house. Saturn, 10th house. Rahu, 10th house. Here also 10th house. Ketu, 10th house. Mercury, 10th house. See? So almost all of them are signifying most prominently 10th house as well as first house and 6th house. So in nutshell, we can come to the conclusion that the chart is not very, very strong enough to give you the marriage. If we go through Cuspal Underlink and see the position, this will also give you the same indication. So your 7th sublord is actually Saturn, and Saturn is not signifying properly your marriage. See here, Saturn, first house, 6th house, 12th house. It is based upon the sublord principle, right? So Saturn also is denying marriage. Okay. And if we go and see the cuspal lick analysis, the picture will be more clear. Okay. So if this particular analysis is also not given in any of the software, kindly see very, very cautiously. This is the 7th house. Saturn is signifying 157. Star Lord at the planet position is signifying 6 and 12. And again at the sub level, it is signifying 157. Now see the Star Lord. Star Lord by 6 is negative. Sublord, no doubt, are positive. But as per the Star Lord principle, it is negative. Now, let us see the potential of a Star Lord and Sublord. You will find from 6 to 1, it is negative. From 6 to 5, it is negative, right? And from 6 to 7, from 12 to 1, and from 12 to 5, it is neutral. And from 12 to 7, it is negative. Overall, it is negative. So, actually, this particular female is not destined to have the marriage. And therefore, I confidently said that the marriage is denied in your chart. So what in principle I wish to convey is that how easy it is to find out the strength of the particular chart with reference to any event, integrating different principles of astrology, for example, KP, for example, KB, for example, Nadi, and knowing the strength of the planet, knowing the strength of the cusp, knowing the strength of the dasha, knowing the significators of the dasha, which is not at all possible in any type of the chart. Thank you very much. If you liked the video, please do subscribe my channel. And if you need to purchase this software, please get in touch with me at my WhatsApp number, which is given in the first screen. Thank you very much.